Hello my dear fashion enthusiasts. I'm very happy to welcome you back to Brandibay Fashion for another immersion into the heart of Fashion Week. Today I invite you to discover with me the Etro Fall Winter 2026 fashion show, presented during Milan Fashion Week, a collection imagined by Marco De Vincenzo, which he himself described through a powerful image, that of a wave oscillating between discipline and explosion, structure and abandon. And while watching this show, you can truly feel this movement, like a tide slowly withdrawing before returning with even greater energy and color. The first silhouettes establish an unexpectedly sober atmosphere. You will immediately notice very structured lines, sometimes inspired by menswear tailoring. Impeccably cut peacoats appear on the runway, almost carrying a slightly pirate-like attitude. Some coats reveal particularly interesting details. Scarves slip through openings at the back create integrated martingale belts, while panels reminiscent of corsetry bring an architectural dimension to outerwear. The color palette remains discreet at this stage. Soft, powdery, autumnal tones dominate the opening of the show. It becomes clear that Marco De Vincenzo fully masters Etro's decorative DNA, yet deliberately chooses to begin with restraint. Personally, I find this choice very effective because it builds anticipation. The show takes its time before unleashing its full energy. Gradually, the silhouettes begin to loosen. Fabrics become more fluid and move closer to the body. You may observe the appearance of transparent textiles wrapping around the silhouette with increasing sensuality. The collection gains movement and lightness as it progresses. Textures soon become far more expressive. Some pieces evoke fur, yet they are not animal skins. Instead, they are complex wool constructions designed to erupt visually rather than imitate nature. The effect is almost wild. The material does not attempt to replicate reality politely. Instead, it proudly asserts its artificial character. And it is precisely this refusal of realism that gives these silhouettes such striking visual power. As the show unfolds, the patterns intensify and the colors grow more vibrant. The Bohemian spirit deeply rooted in Etro's history gradually returns to the forefront. Marco De Vincenzo even references the metaphor of the Ouroboros, the serpent that devours its own tail. It is a particularly fitting image for a house like Etro, which constantly feeds on its own decorative heritage in order to reinvent itself. The iconic paisley motif never truly disappears. It simply transforms, evolves, and reappears in new forms. In the final part of the show, all restraint disappears. Handcrafted crochet dresses become almost like textile landscapes. Three-dimensional embroidered creatures seem to move across the surface of the garments, as if ornamentation itself had come alive. The finale is spectacular. Sequins, feathers, and bursts of vibrant color fill the runway in an explosion of almost instinctive energy. There is no irony here, no half measures, just a fully embraced sense of exuberance. And honestly, it is easy to imagine some of these looks appearing on red carpets in the months to come. The strengths of this collection clearly lie in the richness of its textures and in the carefully constructed progression of the show. The gradual buildup of intensity creates a compelling narrative. However, some of the heavily embellished silhouettes toward the end can occasionally make the overall lines of the garments slightly harder to read. But this sense of excess is also part of Etro's DNA, and it is precisely what gives the collection its expressive character. Overall, Marco De Vincenzo now seems completely comfortable embracing the house's extravagance. Rather than opposing restraint and excess, he plays with the movement between the two, like a wave that retreats before returning with even greater force. Thank you very much for sharing this moment with me. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Etro Fall Winter 2026 collection. Did you prefer the more restrained opening or the much more flamboyant finale? I wish you a wonderful viewing for the rest of the show. Continue to nurture your passion for fashion, take good care of yourselves, and I will see you very soon on Brandibay Fashion.